this episode of Metal Band's weekly interviews, we have OPHIDIAN Memory, solo metal project created by Blake Lamoureux out of Des Moines, Iowa. Sonically, OPHIDIAN Memory uses a base of melodic death metal to add a blend of multiple subgenres together, including black metal, thrash, progressive metal, and metalcore. They have now a new album out called Seraphim.
Hey everyone, it's Blake from OPHIDIAN Memory here. Thanks for the interview, Metal Madness. The first question is, how did your journey with music begin, and what first inspired you to start creating? I would say that probably goes back to hearing System of a Down for the first time. My dad had Steal this album on CD, and that really just kind of opened my eyes to the world of heavy music. And as I got a little bit older, I got into like Guitar Hero 1, 2, and 3, and so that also kind of helped fuel that passion. And then once I got to high school, it just kind of got into heavier stuff, death metal, and from there it's been kind of an explosion. Ever since I could remember, really, I enjoyed the creative process of music, and so from the time that I could play relatively decent, that's when I started to want to write music as well. The next question, what does your latest release represent for you personally? Is there a deeper story or message behind it? Overall, it represents a new stage of OPHIDIAN Memory, both musically and narratively in the overarching world of existence that I've made for OPHIDIAN Memory. While I was writing it, I was going through some personal struggles, and the emotions during that time are unintentionally reflected in parts of the narrative, but definitely can be felt clearly through the music itself. Question number 3. How would you describe your sound to someone who has never heard your music before? On a bass layer, it's intense and melodic and a little bit progressive. And those are descriptors that I would use generally. But if I could label it in terms of other bands that people are familiar with, I would probably have to say a healthy mix of Opeth, Black Dahlia Murder, and Behemoth. Next question. What has been the biggest challenge or breakthrough moment in your career so far? Honestly, I would have to say that overcoming failures from last year was a pretty big challenge for me. Rekindling the motivation to play and write again was difficult, but I overcame it, and it resulted in the new album, which I'm really proud of. And I would have to say that it hasn't happened yet, but hopefully upcoming breakthrough moment is that we'll be doing our first live performance soon. Last question. If you could collaborate with any artist, living or dead, who would it be and why? Firstly, I would have to choose Chuck Schuldiner, as he's been a huge inspiration to me as a player and in writing music in general. I just really love all of his melodies, harmonies, solos, and the themes of his music. But secondly, if I had to work with any living musician, I would probably have to choose Matt Heafy from Trivium, as when I was growing up in high school, he was a really big inspiration to me as a person and as a musician as well.